Esopus Wars. Major engagements. First Esopus War, 1659 to 1660. New York. The raid on Wiltwyck, September 20th, 1659. While the settlers of the village of Wiltwyck, modern Kingston, were in church, a group of Esopus men entered the village. A dispute over a loan of a tool escalated, and a Dutch soldier killed an Esopus woman. In the ensuing chaos, Esopus warriors attacked, killing several colonists, burning houses, and capturing livestock. Outcome: Esopus victory. This surprise attack marked the beginning of open warfare. Combatants: Dutch colonists of Wiltwyck against Esopus tribe. New York. The Battle of the Stockade, September 21st to unknown, 1659. Following the initial raid, the Esopus laid siege to the fortified but vulnerable village of Wiltwyck. They burned the surrounding farms and harassed anyone who left the stockade. Outcome: stalemate. The Dutch were pinned inside their village, but the Esopus could not breach the defenses. Combatants: Dutch colonists of Wiltwyck against Esopus tribe. New York. The Dutch counteroffensive and treaty, 1660. Director General Peter Stuyvesant arrived with reinforcements from New Amsterdam. He led a series of punitive expeditions, destroying Esopus crops and villages. Unable to sustain a long campaign, the Esopus sued for peace. Outcome: Dutch victory, Pyrrhic. A treaty was signed in July 1660, but the underlying tensions of land and distrust were not resolved. Combatants: Dutch colonial forces against Esopus tribe. Second Esopus War, 1663 to 1664. New York. The second attack on Wiltwyck, June 7, 1663. In a carefully planned surprise attack, Esopus warriors infiltrated Wiltwyck. They set the village on fire and attacked the panicked settlers. The attack was only repelled after hours of fierce hand-to-hand fighting within the stockade itself. Outcome: initial Esopus victory, Dutch survival. The village was heavily damaged, with 65 colonists killed or captured, but the fortification held. Combatants: Dutch colonists of Wiltwyck against Esopus tribe. New York. The march to the Esopus forts, July to September 1663. In response, Stuyvesant sent a larger force under Captain Martin Cregier. The expedition located two new, well-fortified Esopus strongholds deep in the woods, near modern-day Hurley, New York. Outcome: Dutch strategic advance. This located the main centers of Esopus resistance. Combatants: Dutch colonial forces against Esopus tribe. New York. The siege and capture of the first Esopus fort, early September 1663. The Dutch and their Mohegan allies besieged the first fort. They used cannons to breach the palisades, and, after a fierce defense, the Esopus abandoned the fort under cover of night. Outcome: Dutch victory. Combatants: Dutch colonial forces against Esopus tribe. New York. The storming of the second Esopus fort, September 1663. The Dutch marched to the second, larger fort. After a heavy cannonade, they stormed the breach. The fighting was intense, but the Dutch prevailed, capturing the fort and taking many prisoners. Outcome: decisive Dutch victory. This broke the organized military power of the Esopus. Combatants: Dutch colonial forces against Esopus tribe. New York. The treaty and aftermath, 1664 to 1665. The defeated Esopus were forced to cede a vast tract of land. Many survivors were driven from their homeland, dispersing to other Lenape communities or west to the Ohio country. Outcome: the war secured Dutch control over the Hudson Valley, but just a year later, the English captured New Netherland and renamed it New York. Participants: colonial government and Esopus tribe.